This series is about seller servicing. Once you've taken a listing, you've gone through the commitment cycle. That was a one-night event, a powerful hour or whatever it was to get them a commitment. Now it's the communication cycle. You have the listing on the market, and you say to yourself, well, how am I going to handle showings with the seller where the showing feedback actually leads to a price reduction? Now, there are lots of services out there. It's a wonderful idea. Online where the other agent fills it in and it gets emailed back directly to the client. You get a copy of it. You ever have one of those where the agent said, priced right, price to sell? Now, you know your $300,000 listing should be maybe $270, whatever the number is, and these agents are going through saying priced right. Is the auto send feature at this point helping you or hurting you? Would you prefer to filter those out and call the agent if you can and ask them, you put price to sell, and ask them a few follow-up questions, because the odds are pretty high if you think it should be 270 and they pass the property, it's not price to sell. So this is one of those feedbacks I would filter out, not send to the client. So if you have everybody on auto send, you may consider removing that to the client and filter everything out. I used to carry 25 listings or so at a time, and we were able to tweak those questions that came to us from the feedback, the online feedback forms, and we changed those to the questions we wanted. We had them come to us. Then we sent them on to the client, the seller, those that we wanted to, because those agents who said priced right, show's great, won't help us at all. Because all the seller says is, hey, we keep getting these priced right, Brian. We don't need to adjust our price. They keep saying priced right. Maybe it's you guys that are the problem. So I want you to think about, on the feedback, certain sellers are objective enough, we can let all the feedback go through. Some of the sellers are not objective enough, and those are the ones we need to filter it. My encouragement also is to see if you can tweak those questions. We don't have to go with the formatted questions. We want to make sure that the agent who shows the property, who gives us feedback, is giving us feedback that's helpful. So if you can customize your online feedback, I would encourage you to do it where we're asking key questions about possible issues with the property that are specific to that particular home. And if you have a bad backyard that goes straight downhill, one of the questions you might ask on there is, does the home seem priced right or not? A little bit high, pretty high, whatever it is. And then you have another question there you tweak about the backyard. Did the buyers feel like the view was favorable or unfavorable? We don't have to say anything about the yard being steep, but we do want to ask something about the yard. And that way the seller starts to see something, because that's what we call an incurable. We're going to cover that in a different video, but we want to get responses from people that are showing the property. Is the item they're asking about curable or incurable? So this was mainly about how do we handle showing feedback. Do you use the auto send feature? Do you shut it off? Because I'm a big fan of not sending these things directly to the client. Okay, thanks for watching.